Hello, I'm Rose English, and today is Christmas Day, and I want to say Merry Christmas, one and all. So I am here to answer a few questions for the UK Indie Lit Fest, so you can get to know me a little bit better. So the first question was asked was, what's your latest work? Funnily enough, it's a Christmas story, and it is Young Ebenezer, A New Christmas Carol, based on the Charles Dickens classic A Christmas Carol. This story, though, is about a young boy called Ebenezer, who's always on his PlayStation, his Xbox. He's never out with any friends, he's not very caring, and he hates sharing. This was inspired by my original story, which is The Magic of Grandfather Time, a very short story which was originally called The Magic of Grandfather Christmas, which I won a first prize with, encouraged to enter by my lovely friend Sherry A. Wingler. Today I want to say, though, a special thank you to my lovely book lover friend Beverly Hopper and her granddaughter Olivia. Thank you, Olivia. I'm glad you liked the book. It was nice to get your photograph of you actually opening the book on Christmas Day. Thank you and Merry Christmas. So the next question is 3 fictional characters to be on a desert island with. So that's pretty easy, really. So the first one is out of Crimson Moon, and it's got to be Grey Wolf, and he's my book boyfriend. Grey Wolf is strong and he'd protect me, and he's just also yummy, and I just love the book. Crimson Moon by Sherry A. Wingler. Again, she's one of our lovely friends and mentors. So another person I'd like to have on the island would be from The Dragon Dreamer, and it would be Scree. Oh gosh, that's a mouthful at times. Scree. And Scree is a shape-shifting octopus healer, and she would be very, very useful. And of course, being on an island, she'd be able to go down under the sea and get healing herbs and healing plants and things from under the sea. The third one would be Random, a little doggy from a book by J.R.R. Tolkien. And this little dog was very naughty, and he was always barking, and he actually bit the wrong person, who happened to be a wizard, and turned Random into a little toy dog, and he goes on great adventures, and I think he'd be great company. So the next question is, what am I reading right now? So I don't know if I'm sure I should be telling you this, but I'm reading Sins of the Father. I'm doing a little proofread for my lovely friend, who's also my other half of Roses and Dreams, Maria Gibbs. And she sent me the amazing second part of A Boy from the Streets. And it's the story that follows Carlos, one of the characters from the book. And it's just so heart-wrenching. I can't tell you anymore because it's a big, big secret. So that's what I'm reading now. Sins of the Father by Maria Gibbs. So look out for it. And if you've not read A Boy from the Streets, very highly recommended, about twins who are separated at birth. One comes over to the UK and is looked after by a rich family, and the second one ends up staying in Brazil as a street child. Oh, this is a strange question. How many authors to change a light bulb? Well, I'd say just one author to change a light bulb, because they could change it when they're stuck for words or they've got writer's block. But then as soon as the bulb's illuminated, new inspiration comes and they're back to writing again. So one author to change a light bulb. Who would be the leading actor for a movie of one of your pieces of work? Ah, that's easy. If I had my story Grandfather Time made into a movie, it would have to be the very dapper Rupert Friend who would play Cole Clement. He's just perfect as Prince Albert in the movie Young Victoria. I'll just see if I can show you him. So there you go, Rupert Friend. Isn't he just yummy? Make the perfect Cole Clement. So, who would I like to meet author-wise, dead or alive? Have to be Lewis Carroll, writer of the wonderful Alice in Wonderland. But that would be my dead author if I wanted to meet somebody. But I would really like, and I'm hoping to one day, to meet my mentor, Sherry A. Wingler. She's over in America, but she does so much for all of us, and she's a friend to all indie authors. And we can never, ever repay her for some of the things that she does. And the inspiration is just out of this world. Thank you, Sherry. Right. Something readers don't know about me. Okay. Well, most people will know that I'm a readaholic. But do you know that I actually start reading in the morning when I get out of my car? I park my car in the multi-storey car park, and it's about 10 minutes walk to the hospital where I work. And I actually read while I'm walking down the street. I've been doing it for years, and people say, how can I do that? But I do manage it, and I've only really ever had one near miss, and that was because the sun was really blinding and it was in my eyes, and I nearly walked into a lamppost. Oh no, sorry. There was another incident, and it was quite recent actually. A cyclist nearly hit me crossing the road. How come that happened, you might ask? Well, the green man was telling me to cross, and he jumped the red light, thinking he's a cyclist, so he comes straight across the red light. Two people had gone across the road before me, and the green man was telling me to cross, and he should have stopped. And he nearly came off his bike, and he blamed me because I was reading my book, Crossing the Road. But I had looked. Don't try this at home. So, a favourite line or phrase from a book. This has got to come from one of my all-time favourite reads, and this is Stargazing by Linda Gillard. This is the book that is my beautiful distraction. It's about Marianne Fraser, who's a very strong heroine. Not only is she blind from birth, but she's fiercely independent. Music fills her world, and she's a great lover of opera. And the phrase that comes to mind is, she tells us in the book, that music pours a vision of a wider world into her ears. She describes music as being able to give her pictures that she can't see. But I also want to share with you something else that I love from this book. And Marianne, the blind lady, actually meets a lovely handsome man, Keir, while she's actually in the park listening to the trees, and she asks him at one point, if the colour of your hair were a smell, what would it be? So at first when he's describing it, he says it's a tough one, but then he describes his hair as a rich brown that goes red in the summer. But she said, no, that's useless. I need smells. So then on the second attempt, he gets it perfectly right. Walnuts. Walnuts when you crack them open at Christmas. Isn't that just a description so delicious? Linda Gillard has got a very descriptive writing technique, and she's got it as a pure art form. Her writing's so descriptive. But I just love this book. This is my all-time favourite book. So thank you for listening. I've gone way over time, but have a Merry Christmas. Thank you for listening. I'm Rose English, and hope to see you at the UK Interlit Fest in the summer 2018. Merry Christmas. Bye.